So we could spend all day talking about education bills because, it's one of my passions. It's obviously yours as the state legislator from LD2 and as a former educator. But there's something that came up this year that you introduced, a really important bill that I wanted to focus in on for a minute, which is the proposal to extend Prop 123. I know that in our conversations with everyday Arizonans, especially those that weren't around 10 years ago when this initially got voted into place, people don't know what it is. So can you tell us very quickly what is Prop 123 and why should it matter to voters that it's going to expire next year if we don't authorize it either this November in the election or in May in a special election next year?
Okay, great. Thank you for that. By the way, before I get into that, I just want to mention that my 27 years of teaching were in the district that I now represent. I taught at Greenway High School, and then I taught at Cactus High School, which was in my district, but then after redistricting is no longer. But this
Cut
is
out a little bit, yeah.
I have taught. So anyway, so Prop 123, let's back up 10 years. I don't know if voters remember, but about 10 years ago, the governor and legislature made a proposal to increase funding for public schools by passing a voter initiative that was known as Prop 123 that would allow interest from the state land trust to be used 6.9% of the interest to be used to help better fund public education. And it was a bipartisan deal that people from both parties supported. And even so, it just barely passed. So what the problem is now is that we are facing the expiration of those Prop 123 funds. They expire in fiscal year 2026. We're entering fiscal year 2025. That's the budget we're preparing. So it's like the next budget after that
Yeah.
is when those are going to expire. And if voters do not renew our ability to use the interest from the state land trust, then all of a sudden, instead of using 6.9%, we're only going to get 2.5% from the state land trust, which will mean additional big cuts in public education, both charter and district schools, which already, you know, have funding that ranks 49th in the nation as it
Right.
is. So it's really crucial that we actually extend this. So then to kind of continue with some of the details about it, Governor Hobbs, who is a pro-public education governor, uh, made a proposal about what she'd like the new Prop 123 to look like. And I was really honored to carry that proposal in a bill in the House, HCR 2044. And basically what it says is that the state land trust has been outperforming expectations. As a matter of fact, we have, oh, what is the amount? I'm trying to remember now. We have like over $80 million sitting in a bank account for for the state land trust. And we're just talking about using the interest from that.
Yeah.
So we could let it sit in a bank account, or we could actually use it to fund our schools, to pay our teachers so that they don't have to go work as a manager at a McDonald's or any place else that pays them more money than it does to teach.
To let
So
professionals actually be professional educators.
exactly. The other thing is that it's not only teachers that we need to be retaining, but also all education support professionals, whether it is a paraprofessional who helps in a special education classroom, whether it's a cafeteria worker, whether it is a bus driver, we are facing a huge shortage. Basically, people in those positions make something like $29,000 a year, which is below the poverty level.
Right.
And so if we are going to operate our schools effectively, we need well-qualified teachers and we need support professionals. I often use the analogy, you can put a new engine in a car, and that's really important. And that's like increasing salaries for teachers. But unless you also invest in 4 new tires, which is like the support professionals, you're not going anywhere. So that's why it's really important that our version of Prop 123 includes not only teachers, but the support staff, all educators who are part of the team at our schools. And then the third piece is that our proposal would include money for infrastructure that would improve school security, that schools could apply for grants that would help them improve the locks or do any one of a number of things that are really important.